Hello everyone, my name is Jen Mayer and I'm here with our small group extra or midweek moment. In the message this week, Father Mike was talking about um, getting ready to go have a conversation with people that might be either unchurched or dechurched, who we affectionately refer to at St. Pius as Bowie Bob and Bowie Barb. Um, and he mentioned a study where they asked people who were dechurched or unchurched, if you were going to have a conversation with somebody about faith, what qualities would you like them to have? And there were two that stood out to me. One was to listen without judgment, and the other was to not force a conclusion. Now, to a certain extent, that's two ways of expressing the same concept. Um, and so it seems like that should be easy. But the more I thought about it, the more that I realized it's not. Um, and it's not necessarily because I lack the conversation skills. Um, I think for me it's hard for two reasons. One is that I feel passionate about the topic, and the second is, in general, I like to be right. So let's look at both of those. So the first is being passionate about something. You don't generally get to be passionate about something, whether it be your political views or your views about the pandemic or your views about your favorite sports team or your views about how we teach children math, um, without having put a fair amount of thought into that. And so the more that we put thought into things, the harder it is for us to accept that people with differing opinions might actually be right, and might actually have some valid points, and that we're all going after the same aim and we get there different ways. Um, nobody goes into politics to make people's lives worse. We just have different ways of deciding how we want to make people's lives better. Um, so when you're passionate about anything, it's hard to talk about it without judgment and without forcing a conclusion, because it kicks in the second quality in that's programmed into, I think, a lot of us, I certainly know myself, a desire to be right. I was telling somebody the other day, I have a sticky note on the side of my computer that says, it doesn't matter if you're right. Um, and that's true in the sense of, when you're talking to people, you want to win the person, you don't want to win the argument. Um, and you might think, well, no, I actually do want to win the argument. And I go, no, like, you want you really want to, for conversations about faith or conversations or people you care about, um, you want to win the person, because when you win the person, um, they're willing to talk to you again and again. And so you can have a slow, gentle dialogue where you exchange ideas, um, and they might come to your point of thinking eventually, but and they might not, but if you shut them down, they're never going to talk to you again, and it's pointless. So, um, I think the challenge for a lot of us is, on issues where we know we feel passionate, how can we let go of the need to be right? And uh, I don't have a lot of great answers to that, other than practice. And so that's the challenge I'd like to leave you with is, can you think of an issue that you feel passionate about that is not faith? So sports, pandemic, politics, racial justice, racial equity, um, how we teach math, whatever it is that you're passionate about. And can you, solely for the sake of practicing these skills, enter into a conversation with somebody who doesn't necessarily believe the same things and see if you can indeed put aside your need to be right enough that you could listen without judging and not force a conclusion. So good luck with that. I think it's going to be a fun week to give that a shot, and let's see what happens.